Detecting talk of the day, December the 17th, 1:40 p.m. We'll talk here a little bit about new releases. It can even be an old release. You can find a problem on any detector. Now, if it's updatable, it probably makes it easier for the manufacturer. There's been some problems on detectors released. There's been problems corrected with updates. Okay. Now, there's been problems found by various people, not just me. Alright? And I've even validated some problems that other people have showed, and there's been misleading information put out by some of these problems. I'm going to give you a few situations that has come up. Alright? Now you have some people over there on the friendly metal detecting forum. For some reason the light bulb won't turn on for them. So I'm going to see if I can turn the light bulb on for them. Now what I'm going to say later, from here on out in this video, this is not knocking any company. This is just what happened, okay? Just to give you some examples to show you how this detector testing versus using the detector, and what air test and even test gardens, how they can help. And assault beach, using a beach mode that's designed to be used in a salt environment. Okay, we'll just start off first with the Equinox. The Equinox was calling silver dollars swept the hard way from 2, 3, 4 inches on edge iron. And this was discovered by a gentleman probably doing an air test. How would you discover that in the wild? You'd have to dig every iron tone, wouldn't you? Silver dollars are not that vast out there, are they? How long, if a person wouldn't have caught that in an air test, how long would it have took to have caught that? Think about that. That problem was solved with an update by the mighty folks at Mine Lab. Case closed. The Nocta Legend come out. It was either the first or second update they put on that machine. You got a gentleman, I believe, in the northeast United States hunting parks. He wasn't digging any nickels with a nickel window. He had air tested a nickel. So he wasn't digging any nickels, so he got curious. He buries one. Damn machine wouldn't hit it because it was outside of his notch. His nickel window, it was coming in under the notch as iron tone. So this gentleman did a video showing this. And then somebody come in on the forum and said, the reason why it's doing that is you didn't reset the machine after you updated. The gentleman took his video down. About 24 hours later, I received a Legend in the mail that I had bought. So I followed up with this. I could duplicate it as well. I reset the machine and that didn't help. It still did it. So that was false information. There was a flaw in that update. But here's what caused it. At default ground balance, worked as advertised. But evidently this guy in the northeast was ground balancing his machine. Well, I did the same thing here in Tennessee. Now this ground where I balanced this machine's not hot, but it caused the phase number to go to like 30 or something. So if I manually dial that machine, the ground balance to 30, it changed the ID on the nickel. And that's what was happening with this gentleman. So he found that. But he had to use that machine for an extended period of time. If a person would have been air testing that machine, varying the ground balance manually, they would have spotted this. So there's a place where air test would have caught it. But that's not how it was caught. Okay, another example. The triple score was released. It had been released, I believe, for about 10 days. A gentleman down in either in Alabama or Florida was using that triple score on South Beach. He was digging shallow targets. He never dug anything deeper. That was bothering him. But he was hearing iron tone on that beach. And he sort of thought to himself, I've been to this beach before. I ain't never heard this much iron tone. So what does he do? He digs one of the iron tones and out pops a non-ferrous target. So what does he do? He starts burying like nickels and dimes down 6 inches deep. And what do you think the machine did? He called them iron tone. So he calls Calabash. Calabash takes his triple score to the beach, buries some coins, and what do you think he's seen? The same thing. So he contacts Nocta, sends them the video. They do a beta version, send it to CD. He goes back to the beach and validates it. Update released to the public, case closed. So there's a test where if a person got the triple score and would have went straight to the beach and buried a few coins, you would have spotted this. Especially mid-depth and deeper. Just doing a depth test on a machine, you'd have said, wait a minute, this thing only picks up coins down to 5 inches? What, non-ferrous audio signature? Now, remember this, that was the triple score. I'm not sure if the double score had this problem or not, or even the score. The score and double score may not have had this problem. And this may be why this wasn't caught. So just because a company comes out with another model that's sort of related to the previous model, and the previous model didn't have this problem, you can't just write this machine off, this later model, as, oh, I'm going to the beach. Let's go hunting. You release. You better do some checks on it. Don't take that long. And by the way, this problem that the triple score had, I asked Calabash Digger specifically about this. He had swept this detector in his yard using the beach program. No salt involved. Machine worked like a chimp. On deeper nickels and dimes and quarters. But you put that salt on that salt beach in the equation, no go on deeper objects. And this is one reason why I said this guy, Southern Relics Adventures, has got an updated machine. He should do a few quick depth tests. A nickel's a pretty good standard to use for gold ring detection, ain't it? Just to see what the machine does. And to make sure, even doing the updates, something can get out of whack. A company can fix one thing and inadvertently mess something else up. It just takes just a little while to check it. You're not necessarily doing a fringe depth test, but you get it down there pretty good, and you're like, okay, that looks okay. There's nothing outrageously wrong. It passes go, so to speak. So yeah, air test guards, burying stuff on the beach can help expose detectors faster and get the equipment in better condition faster for the users that bought that stuff. Nobody wants to use a detector now. Okay, Vortex. You see the Vortex gets calling what? It was calling a silver dollar, half a dollar, 65. Select digging. Who would dig that on that machine? Thinking it was a silver coin. And again, if you were sweeping that machine in the wild, silver dollars are not that abundant, are they? So if you dug every 65 on that machine, before you would spot the problem, a silver dollar would have to pop out of the ground, or a half a dollar. You see what I'm talking about? So you got these people that frown on these test gardens and my little foam test. Burying stuff on a salt beach. You all better wake up, okay? They do give some information. They do and can expose something suspect on any detector model where you might probe it even deeper. Okay? And you can do your own test if you want to. If you don't want to, don't do it. Don't read the forums. Don't even put updates in your machine that a company releases. That's all up to you. But hey, you could be missing out. That's all I can tell you. That's going to conclude the detect and talk of the day. Have a nice day.